like Chris in this don't give a fuck mood. Okay. Okay, tell me the story. Give it to me
Yeah.
straight.
My son saw his mother yesterday. No names. In this retelling of the tale, his mother could be renowned or be known as Kalila, and
Did you say
my son's
Kamila?
my son's name for protection's sake would be called Michael. And
Let's use the most clinical name possible. We'll
or
name
John
him
or John.
Michael. We'll name him Steve. I still don't know why people name their kids those names. Like, when was a Michael and a Steve? That was like is that a 70s thing almost? That's like a 70s thing.
Yeah. Uh, but anyways, Michael saw his mother Kalila at the park yesterday.
Yeah.
And
What park?
Delco. I wanted to make sure that it was a place that I controlled.
The details I need. I got to paint the setting.
But Kalila and her mom and her new baby, we'll call him John.
No, we should call him Quasimodo. Wait. We should call him oh, what's that kid? What's the kid from is it the movie called The Mask? Not The Mask with Jim Carrey, the other one.
Oh,
What was the kid's name in that? I actually think his name was John. Wasn't it? You know who I'm talking about, right? Hold on.
yeah.
Wait a second. This is the luxury I have of Zoom. Um, what is that? Oh, am I like? Oh yeah. Hold on. Well, I forget what the character's name is in the movie. I thought his name was John, or his name Rocky.
Rocky. I like Rocky.
I feel like his name is Rocky.
I like names that both. Well, I like names that feel more like a pet's name than an actual human's name.
Yeah.
When you say someone like Rocky, it's like I think it's a small animal.
Hey, do me a favor. Wait, never mind. I don't need it. Hang tight. You ready for this? This guy. Let's name him.
Oh yeah,
Let's name him Rocky.
I remember him.
Yeah, that was a great movie, by the way.
Sweetheart,
Yeah,
total
such a good
sweetheart.
kid. The best kid. So we'll name him Rocky.
Okay.
Okay, so Kalila,
So Kalila, her mother, and Rocky
Rocky.
were there to see Michael for his birthday. They didn't get him any gifts, by the way.
Zero.
Zero. I'm pretty sure I said zero.
You are fucking kidding me.
Zero.
Oh,
Zero.
that makes me so upset.
Um,
You
then
are fucking kidding me.
Nope. Haven't seen him in over a month.
Yeah, been a while.
Been 17 days since Kalila had called her son, Michael. Anyways, so they're at the park. Kalila's running around chasing Michael. Let's play tag. Ha. So fun. And I'm like Hawk Dad, staring down everything and taking photos and videos. Like, if something happens, I'm getting it on recording. Which I didn't expect anything to happen. I just like to keep records. And look, let me mention this too.
Was Kalila the only one there besides Rocky, or was there another person there present?
Kalila's mom.
Oh yeah. You told me that. Okay.
We'll call her
Cunty McCunterpants.
Cunty McCunterpants. So while Kalila's chasing around Michael, I'm talking to Cunty McCunterpants holding little Rocky there. Little Rocky is in the 99th percentile of weight. He literally looks like a sumo baby. And, weirdly enough, eerily enough, I see the resemblance. And I don't mean the resemblance to Kalila. I mean the resemblance. I mean the resemblance to Kalila's brother, biological brother. Striking resemblance in the eyes. Very striking.
Well, Chris, they do share blood, just in a different way.
Shared a lot more to make that baby. Anyway. Uh, so I'm, watching and all that stuff, and I'm sitting there like, you got 30 minutes. I didn't want any more time than that because I was doing Kalila a favor.
Right. Like you got shit to do. She's on your time.
Yeah. And, whole time I'm snapping photos and videos. And let me say this. Being the Eagle dad that I was at the time, I understand now looking back how awkward I must have looked because I'm pretty sure I look like that person that would abduct one of those children on the playground because I'm circling around it. I don't have any kids with me, no one else with me, right? And I'm snapping photos and videos of my son.
They're looking at you like, who's this fucking creep?
And if it wasn't for Michael to say, "Hey, daddy," and I'm like, "Yeah, bud," I'm pretty sure everybody would have called the cops on me because I'm just snapping videos and photos of Michael as he's running around the playground with his mother, Kalila, chases him down. And, I made small talk with her mom, Cutty McCunterface. And, she's like, "Well, I don't know if you knew this or not." Because she was like wobbling. And I'm like, "Are you in pain?" She's like, "I don't know if you knew this or not."
That's, by the way, a very accurate representation of how she sounds.
But, recently I was just diagnosed with MS. I was like, "Oh, that sucks."
That'll kill you.
I was like, "How did you get that?" "Well, they found lesions on my spine." I was like, "Did you get those lesions from when you fell when you worked at Walmart?" "No, I think these are something else, but I got MS now. It's just real rough." I'm like, "Oh, that sucks." And that's when I literally started walking around the playground. I didn't want to even talk to her anymore. Yeah. And then, I watched her I watched Cunty McCunterface lift Rocky up off the ground because her back's thrown out, her back's messed up, and she's got MS too, which I think stands for Microsoft. But she,
I was thinking it was like the prefix to MS-13, the gang.
She's in a gang. I got in, yeah.
I got into MS. I don't have MS.
But I watched her just pick up Rocky by his arms. Off the ground. I'm like,
a sack of potatoes?
What about the joints on that kid? Yeah, let's just.
I don't know. Well, they sound like they're pretty well insulated.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, he was wearing a t-shirt and it was 50 some degrees out and cloudy.
Jesus Christ.
And then Connie McCunterface was like, "I feel like Camilla should put him in warmer clothes." I was like, "You think?" And I ended up snapping a photo of those two just so I can have photographic proof that they're not prepped to be outside with a 7-month-old baby. So, they played for 30 some minutes and I was like, "Kale, it's time to go, man." And, I snapped some photos for Cunny McCunterface and Camilla so they can have some memories of it because Camilla doesn't have a phone. Rightfully so, because...
Who's Camilla?
Or Kalila. Kalila. Kalila doesn't have a phone because I canceled that service on her.
She still didn't get one?
She owes me $257.
You'll never get it, but she didn't actually get another phone?
No.
So
no, she doesn't.
How's she communicate with the outside world?
Through her mother, Cunty McCunterface's phone. So she has to talk to her mother to send messages to me. Yeah. Yeah. And they had the nerve to reach out to me yesterday. By the way, the rest of it's all kind of just blah, blah. I just "Okay, we're going. Bye."
Yeah.
But before this whole thing happened, they texted me at 2:45 when I was at Mom's house, by the way. Mm-hmm. And they go, "This is Cunny McCunterface."
Is that how the texts are translated to, that voice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
"Kalila wants to see Michael today, maybe at a park." And I'm like, "That's fine. Let's make it Delco and at 4:30. And they're like, and can we make it 3:30? And I was like, no, I fucking work and I don't feel comfortable having Michael with Kalila without me there. So I was like, I got work. I guess it's 4:30 then, quote unquote. And I'm like, yep. So you know
how to spell all that.
But the nerve. Can we make it 3:30?
Yeah, what are you disrupting in her life? They don't do anything.
I was just like, dude.
Yeah, I want to punch both of them in the fucking face.
But the fact they went there to see him,
yeah,
knowing he just had a birthday
and nothing,
and gave him nothing.
That is
not even a card.
So sad and inexpensive.
You know how expensive a card is?
Survey says no more than $3.
You know how much?
That's for the really nice ones.
You know how much some Sour Punch straws are?
I know. It could have literally been anything.
It could have been candy.
Yeah. Could have been anything.
Nothing. Not a single fucking thing.
That's wild.
That's my story.
That's so wild, dude. I feel like you said a lot today to me in a short period of time that has really pissed me off. Like a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff has made me really angry.
Yeah.
I had a fairly good day today and now I'm just angry. And it's not even my stuff. It's your stuff. You're burdened with it, not me. And I'm angry about it.
Yeah.
Which frustrates me and makes me more angry.
I know.
The cycle continues.
How do I manage to find myself in these situations, Corey?
Well, you don't find yourselves in them. God, my eyes are itchy. You've unintentionally cast yourself into them.
Yeah, it's kind of like,
you know what you are. You know what you are. Here's what you are.
Sure.
You're the guy that goes to the top of the ski slope wanting to innocently ski all the way down.
Without
as you begin to move, an avalanche comes rearing behind you, covering you, toppling you over, fucking spinning you like you've been in a washing machine for an hour. You innocently go to involve yourself in something, and then the avalanche comes crashing down over your head.
And then I somehow unbury myself and I'm like, is there any survivors? And I literally start making an attempt to fix that problem as if it was cast by myself. Like I caused the avalanche.
Yeah. Oh, that's for sure. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I have my own thoughts in terms of like, it's not how did you get here, but I have my own thoughts of how you get out of it. Personally, which I won't discuss on here, but I have strategies for you to rid yourself of the bullshit that has been bestowed upon you,
like
knowingly or unknowingly over a period of time.
I mean, yeah, for sure.
But that's,
it's like, can I find comfort in that? Probably.
But everybody lives their own lives and circumstances happen. And you know what I mean? Like, I think you're just one of those people. It's almost like your life, because you are such a nice person and you're so patient and you're so like, I could hear your conversation earlier. I muted myself, but I could hear everything.
Yeah.
And I got angry as to where you were patient and understanding and willing and accepting. I got pissed off. I wanted to come through this microphone and start yelling. That's the difference between you and I. I think I have a balanced life because of there's different aspects to me. There's different realities to who I am that have created a certain balance in my life. It's almost like your bubble of acceptance is really wide. Right? It's like a 30-foot radius.
Yeah.
My bubble of acceptance is like this. It's like half a foot.
Yeah.
So I find myself, anything that causes me discomfort or anything, it sheds, right? Like I'm in my bubble and it hits my bubble and it bounces off.
Yeah.
where like shit swirls inside your 30-foot radius
Yeah.
all the
A lot
time.
of space.
Your gravitational pull, unfortunately, your gravitational pull is too strong and it's pulling all the fucking small planets and meteors directly into you.
Oh, you saying I'm like Jupiter?
Yeah, kind of like the moons of
I
Jupiter
protect Earth.
are just like smashing you.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
getting
kind of.
obliterated while I protect Earth.
You're the big planet that just takes all the fucking heat and pounding. Yeah, no, I don't know what it is, man, but it's like
Like, do you think this will make me a strong individual when I'm older? I would hope so.
because you are older. You're 35. You sound like you're 14. You are older. You're an adult man. You're at the height of your emotional maturity. Like your maturity is never going to get any older. You're going to slow down. When you're driving, you're going to go the speed limit or under. Like that's your future, but your maturity, things about you will change, but your core of who you are will not. It cannot be changed or manipulated unless there's something really significant in your life that causes that. Like the birth of a child, right? That causes you.
Yeah.
Yeah. You before Kale was a completely different person than you in Kale's presence and vice versa. You were totally different.
Yeah.
There's still aspects about you that are the same, but who you are at your core, it did change a lot. And so it takes those, like, I think, profound life experiences to change you as you get older. I think what you'll do is hopefully learn from the things that you've experienced.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you already have, you know, you got snipped. So you learn from those experiences, right?
Yep.
In a physical manner, but even in an emotional manner, you'll learn from them. You know what I mean? And it does, I think as long as you're accepting of those things, it does make people more well-rounded, and it will you because you're accepting of them.
Do you know what's fucked up though?
Hmm.
Kale doesn't know he has a brother named Michael.
Oh, what? Are you serious?
Who's got a mother named Kalila.
Wait, what?
He's looking at me like, what is happening?
No. He is
I'm
Michael.
I'm joking.
That is funny. I thought we were still doing the whole shrouded family, but you were making a joke. I get it now. That's funny.
He literally looked at me like
what? No, I don't. Yeah, that's funny. He showed me while you were on the phone a car that he was building, and then he said he's going to build a Titanic tomorrow. So that's pretty dope.
That's sweet.
Yeah, you can build a boat like that. Hey, Kale, oh, nice, man. You made some progress. Looks good.
Yeah, that's my son.
Hey, Kale, when you build the Titanic, you know, don't crash into an iceberg like the original.
You were really young though, so if you're going to be on this YouTube video, I need your consent to be on here. Is it okay if you're on YouTube? Is it okay if you're on YouTube? Because otherwise, we got to re-record this thing. Yeah, and you're in it now.
Dude, his wiener's not out, is it?
Nah, he's good.
Oh, well, then we're good.
Don't jump up and show it.
He only needs parental consent. You can do that.
Go over there.
Yeah, I don't need to see your fucking ding dong flopping around in your
now,
hugger.
Put on your headphones so you don't hear what Daddy says.
Earmuffs, Gail. Earmuffs. Yeah, you know it's weird because I feel like I've had the pleasure of dissecting you as a human being over a long period of time.
Yeah.
I also really do think I'd make a decent psychologist. Not a psychologist, but someone who understands psychology. I have no patience for people, no pun intended. Because I would just tell people like, you're a fucking idiot, which psychologists can't do, therapists can't do. But the aspects and fundamentals of psychology, I think I'd understand pretty well.
I'm a shit brother.
What?
Yeah.
How?
So I don't know why this is a therapy session.
I don't want it to be a therapy session. You're making me very uncomfortable.
I've been a shit brother. You know, I don't ask you how you do very often.
Never.
That troubles the living shit out of me.
Why? There's a lot of people I don't ask how they're doing.
It's just, you know, you've now asked questions about me for the last 3 episodes. I think it is 3 episodes. And I've never asked you.
Yeah, but that's because people know me and they don't know you.
I know, but I'm talking about from brother to brother.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, I mean, fire away. I mean, I'm not a hidden, but I'm not like a not a hidden personality or anything. Like it's
I'm
pretty.
not saying I'm going to do it on the show. I'm just saying in general.
I mean,
That's one of my goals is to be a little bit more, be a better listener and uh, have more meaningful conversations with people.
yeah, it's weird. I was thinking about that today. I was thinking about that tomorrow will be the first time I've seen mom since like Christmas. And that's
Dude,
weird. Same with like I haven't seen dad in a long time, but I haven't
right.
seen mom either. And then I started thinking about like how my life is consumed in just like work and then the podcast and then training dogs. Like that is 24/7 my life. Like there is no break, there is no nap, there is no sit down, watch TV. It is like always move, always. There is
Yeah.
no rest period. It does not
Yeah.
exist. And then I was thinking about it and I go, wow, like I haven't communicated very well with my mom and my dad and other people. And I made it a point the other day to text D'Amico because I haven't talked to him in so long.
I haven't talked to him. Oh my
It was
God.
weird. I was like, I need to talk to my best friend. Like, I need to have a conversation with my best friend. And so I
Yeah.
called him, and then we've been communicating frequently. And I was just like, even if the other party doesn't, that doesn't excuse my behavior of not doing it. You know what I mean?
That's how I feel. Treat others as you want to be treated. And I want people to feel like I care about them because I do.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I do. It's just I don't show it well.
Yeah, that's exactly.
I don't make the
Anyway.
attempts in a manner that um I think someone would be like, oh, he cares about me. They'd probably be like, what the fuck? Like, is he dead? Like,
We're like, what do you want?
and it's not, and it's weird because it's not that I'm like, even if like mom or dad reaches out to me, I'm not upset to ever talk to him or like I'm
Same.
not like, oh fuck, I don't have time for
I'm
this.
just very reactionary. Like
Me
I'm just
too.
not
Same way. I'm the same way. Where it's just like, I'll talk to you until the cows come home if you call me. But like, it's not top of mind all the time to be like, okay, I need to reach out to this person. Like my days, like the past 2 weeks are a fucking blur. I mean, it has been in fucking insane. Like work has been great. Even Lauren's just like, you're like, we're doing way too much. Like you got to like cool it off. And it's just, it's just weird timing around stuff. And I don't know. Inexcusable to an extent, but hey, do you want to watch a bear
watch a show?
chase a ski instructor down a ski slope?
I totally do. We need some levity.
We do
brought
need
into
to
this
love it.
show.
I have not seen this, but I heard about it. So this is gonna be like the first time we're watching together. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Let's see what happens to this bitch.
Oh my God, it's a big brown bear.
Yeah, I don't think there's any video or there's no audio to the video.
God, staring.
But I love bears because they're like, I mean, they're like more herbivores, right, than they are carnivores, but they will fuck you up.
Look how much cocaine's on his nose.
I know. Look, dude, that's how Carlisle acts. Is this what I'm going to deal with my dog? And then he's going to start chasing people?
Like what? I want to know where it causes him to start chasing someone.
Oh, well, I don't know. He's currently being recorded, so that's making him uncomfortable, clearly.
He's being really coy right now, and he's just kind of be like, okay, well, back up, man. Back up. I'm hanging out here.
Oh, yeah. Well, you should never be that close to a bear,
No. And he's like, dude, stay away from me, man. You're human. I'm bear.
He's very uncomfortable. This is Carlisle. This is how Carlisle acts around people.
Oh, this kid's like, oh, shit.
Uh-oh. Here he comes.
Oh, no.
Oh, shit.
But is that actually aggressive, or is he just like
playing? Yeah. And then there she goes again, right? She's like, here I go.
Bear tackler.
Oh man, could you imagine if he caught up? She's scooting now though. He ain't gonna catch her now, but he's quick. Look how fast he is.
He's gonna give up though. Oh no, he's still going. Oh my God, he's way down. He's way down the hill.
What's she gonna do now? Are you gonna take the skis off and just start? Oh, he stopped.
He's still another skier.
Dude, look at that. It looks like he's kind of in a playful mood, though, Really.
It does. It looks like he's more playing. It literally looks like he's more playing. He doesn't quite look like an adult. He looks more like an adolescent bear. Maybe 1 or 2 years old.
Yeah, he's not super huge, but dude,
no.
He gets his jaws on you. Fucked.
Yeah.
Why did I think it was a woman? I don't think it's a woman.
Now, if you're familiar with Joe Rogan and some other people who are very acclimated to bear behavior,
Yeah.
most people would tell you that bears are one of the most dangerous animals to ever come in contact with in the world. In the world, bears are some of the most dangerous ones to ever come
Well,
in.
they're also super dangerous because they can climb trees, and that's terrifying.
Yeah. So I wouldn't have been that close because you don't know if it's like there's cubs around, if that's a mother, or like I don't even risk it. Like literally, don't even risk it.
Yeah, and that bear came out of nowhere. It was just kind of came, crept over a hill and was like, "What's up?"
Well, hey,
Yeah,
hey.
it didn't look like it was being ultra aggressive, but then again, I don't know anything about bears' behavior, so
You know
he
what's
could have
real
literally
crazy?
wanted to kill that
I've
person.
been living up on this hill for I don't know, like 2 years, and all year round. Like if you go anywhere else, it's like there's no snow, but on this hill, there's always snow. Isn't that funny that there's always snow on this hill? But living here, even if it's summer, it's snow everywhere. Oh, what are those things on your feet? They look like big popsicle sticks. They're big popsicle. I find popsicle sticks in the dumpster all the time from little kids and stuff. They look like giant popsicle sticks on their feet. Oh, and you got like little toothpicks, real big toothpicks.
Why didn't you narrate this way as we were watching the video? That'd have been great. Be like, "Oh, you dropped your keys. Where are you? Hey, where are you going? Where are you going?" It is interesting to me how far the bear travels to chase this person.
Dude, I know.
That kind of commitment is terrifying. You feel like most animals would be like, "I'm done." Not that fucking bear, dude. That bear was going. Now, do you want to know? What the fuck are they called? Have you ever seen the dogs that they're not called what they're called because they look like bears? Oh, the Karelian bear dog. That's the name of them. Have you ever seen these dogs?
I've never seen them.
Dude, first of all, legitimately the most gorgeous dogs all time. They're called the Karelian bear dog, and they're bred to hunt off, like to ward off bears. Like they're not afraid of bears at all, and they're so beautiful. Wait till you see this thing. Let me get a good picture of the Karelian bear dog. Dude, they're fucking. Where'd you see this bad boy? They're gorgeous. They're so pretty. That's a Karelian bear dog.
Oh, it's so fluffy.
Yeah, they're really fluffy, but like they like ward off. Like their whole breeding purpose is to like keep bears at bay. Like if there's like hunters or whatever, like they're so persistent and they're so protective that they will like basically just sit there and be like, "All right, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you."
That's pretty though.
Aren't they really? They're super pretty. That's kind of what I wanted before. We got a Corso, and then people are like, "Yeah, you don't want these dogs in your home." Like they're not that kind of. I mean, they just take a ton of work, So it's, I mean, not that a Corso doesn't. I mean, you think about what we put in a Carlisle, it's like fuck.
Yeah.
But they're like, they're at a similar level, but they're really beautiful. They're just so beautiful. But there's like videos of them like trapping bears, like 3 of them at a time will like corner a bear, and the bear's like, fuck, what do I do? And these dogs are like biting the fucking bear's legs and shit. It's crazy. Yeah, they're beautiful dogs. They're so cool. I would love to have one, but I think I'm kind of over the whole trouble, like difficult dog thing. I kind of was like, I was at a brewery last weekend and I saw a Great Dane there, and I was like, why didn't I just get a fucking Great Dane?
Big goofy,
oafy, lovable, wants to just cuddle and lay on the couch, not super energetic, kind of lazy, but still big with a big bark. It's a good deterrent. Yeah. And I decided to get a literal killing machine, like a dog who literally will kill anybody for us. He went through training last night. We were learning heel, and we went to a very crowded park, and he did so fucking good.
Hell yeah.
He was killing. Dude, he's been a rock star. Just been awesome. Dude, his temperament. Chris, he could be all the way across the yard and be like, come, like not even have to scream at him or anything. And he just turns around, looks at me, and boom, walks right towards me. Never bats a fucking eye. Never, like I can tell him to do anything and he'll do it. It's wild. His training is going so well. And he's so fucking smart, dude. He's a genius, which terrifies me, honestly, that he's as smart as he is. Cause I'm like, someday he's going to plot my murder. Like he's going to kill me, but he's so fucking smart.
Listen, if any dog can already manipulating you into getting what they want, imagine that times 10 on an intellect scale.
Oh, I know. Yeah, for
Like
sure.
any dog can manipulate you and you don't even realize it's happening.
Oh, it happens all the time. Dogs live to manipulate.
Yeah.
They find holes in
Yeah.
certain things and they expose those things.
So take a super smart ass dog.
Yeah.
Because I've always equated, and this is not scientifically proven, but this is just my general thought on dogs' intellect. It's kind of like having a permanent 2-year-old when they're older.
Yeah,
Like
they are.
once they've
That's
matured,
their maturity. Yeah.
it's like having a 2-year-old human child.
On average, yeah.
But imagine on a Carlisle scale, and then you times that by 10, and you've got an animal that can literally comprehend most things minus the ability to speak like a human.
Yeah.
It's like,
dude, he is so highly intelligent. It scares me sometimes. And he's only 5 months. He's just a little over 5 months old. He's like 5 months and 2 weeks old. He is
I mean,
it's literal genius.
That's crazy to me.
It's wild too, because he was so smart. Like you like socialization tactics with dogs, because they have to be highly socialized early on. Otherwise they're nightmares in public. Which obviously been working with him every single day since we got him. And, one of the things that it's a very common tactic to get dogs comfortable with other people is you give somebody a treat to give to your dog, which usually works for 99% of dogs. But with Corsos, they're so intelligent that they know that after that treat's gone, the threat still exists. So they don't make the same association like, oh, person, treat, everything's good. They look at it, go, person, treat in mouth, treat's gone. Now I'm going to kill you. That's how they react, because they're smart enough to know, their intelligence is so high that they know once the treat is gone, the threat is not gone. Where most dogs would be like, oh, I got a treat from the human. Oh, more treats. Carlisle has always reacted in a way that goes, oh, you handed me that treat and now I'm going to chew it. Oh, now I'm going to eat your fucking head. Like that's how he reacts to people, or he did. He doesn't anymore. But that's just how intelligent they are. They know it doesn't work. And I kept reading on these things about like socializing, blah, 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 like dude, did research to the nth degree. And people kept suggesting that until I found one guy who owned 3 Corsos. And he goes, let me tell you why this doesn't work. And he was like, because as soon as that treat's gone, the dog realizes that the threat is still there. And he was like, do not hand other people treats to give to your dogs. And as soon as I made that association, I'm like, I can't do that anymore. We stopped doing it immediately.
I remember I handed him treats.
Yeah.
I mean, he thankfully did not attack me.
Well, he tried to kill you in my truck. So that was bad.
Yeah, and the thing is,
it was like by your neck, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
I was not ready for a fight. I just had my nuts snipped.
Yeah, that would have been really bad.
I was not in the mood for a fight. He
looked at me like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, "Oh, god damn it, dude!" Now he wouldn't do that at all. Like I could get you in my truck and have him sit.
If this mic was my head, he was just like,
it was really creepy, dude. It was so creepy. I could get him not to react to you at all anymore.
That's good.
I could get him just to sit there and just totally chill.
I just remember sitting there next to you and I'm like, what
do I do?
Ignore him?
I'm like, yeah, that's probably a good idea, because he's going to latch onto your larynx in like 2 seconds. Your fucking jugular is going to get crimped. Yeah, he's not, dude. He doesn't react. I mean, it's crazy. Like we had him in a park full of fucking people. I mean, dogs running everywhere, bikes, people like right up on him, and he's just chill as shit. He's just looking around like, all right.
That's good.
It's how good his training's going. It's wild. It's wild. I know people don't give a fuck about this, but I'm a huge dog lover and I'm very proud of my boy. So if you like this, skip a fucking head. All right. That's all I'm going to say. Now, with all that aside, we did review a cigar this week. By the way, guess who we have on next week?
Oh, I don't know. Ben Camplin.
Ben Camplin will be on next week. That's correct. Yeah, Ben Camplin. Ken Hamlin will be on next week. Hopefully we can get it going this time. He reached out to me again and we've just been exchanging. And he goes, by the way, you got the components of my cigar wrong. We'll talk about it on your podcast. And I was like, oh, my bad. I was going to ask him just then, like what they were, but I was like, no, let's have the conversation. And then we may have another interview the week after. I'm lining that up right now. So we may have back-to-back interviews coming up, which I'm pretty stoked about because we've not done them in a while. And I'm real selective because some people are like, I'm going to be on your podcast. And I'm just like, probably.
Yeah.
But then there are people it's like I'm very intrigued by and I want to really talk to and have deeper conversations with. So that'll be like the next 2 weeks. So I'm pretty excited about them. But today we've got another review. This is a fairly recent new cigar. And what cigar is that? That's the Aganorsa Leaf Rare Leaf Reserve by Aganorsa.
Aren't all cigars reserved?
And aren't all cigars Aganorsa cigars these days?
That's true.
So many. It's obnoxious. But this was like an insanely late release in 2020. You could kind of call this a 2021 release, but it really is 2020 when they announced it. And I think when they started shipping, but I'm almost positive none of them hit the stores until after the new year. So it is like a very, very new cigar. But before we get into the components of the cigar, Chris, can you let everyone know how we break these down?
Absolutely. Each cigar review is broken down into 3 main categories: construction, burn, and flavor. And then we see if the cigar is worth the price for a possible bonus or deduction. And then finally, we average out our individual reviews, giving you guys our total score and recommendation.
Beautiful. As most Aganorsa cigars are, components are pretty easy. It's a Nicaraguan Puro.
Yeah.
We smoked this in a Robusto 5.25 by 52. So you get a little extra oomph on that, another 1/4 of an inch. This comes in at a pretty hefty $11 price point, which actually exceeds most Aganorsa cigars in terms of pricing. Most of them are pretty even keeled. And I mean Aganorsa cigars in terms of their own branded stuff usually falls in between that $7-9 range. So this one's elevated a little bit beyond that. Now they blend for a ton of other people. And for the most part, those, a lot of those are kind of elevated beyond what I would say is that typical average price point. But this one would be more of a premium price for an Aganorsa branded cigar. All right, let's get into it. Chris, construction of this cigar. What'd you think?
Oh, real firm. You know what? Here's the thing. I made a distinction here. Listen, it's a well-constructed cigar. Dark brown, almost satiny finish, mildly smooth, touch of texture. It's a good-looking Nicaraguan Puro, okay? Now, when I say firm cigar, most of the time I say firm. I think the whole thing's firm. This one, something off, something weird, something wonky. Now, still beautiful, still well constructed, but I found it peculiar that the cigar felt more packed at the cap than it did the foot, which seems counter, doesn't it? Don't you usually put the long fillers towards the foot first? Like if you have a really long cigar, right? Like usually
you're saying start at the foot and then roll your way up to the head.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have not done enough cigar rolling to remember.
Yeah, I forget. But I don't know. I found it odd.
Oh, interesting.
I found it odd.
You mean in terms of density in your hands, like a bounce of the cigar? So if you were to put your finger in the middle of it, it tipped one way versus the other, meaning that there was more stuff packed into one end than the other?
Yes.
Okay.
And noticeably firmer towards the cap, which I was like, that may cause some burn issues, because if I have to suck through this thing like a clogged drain, you want good flow.
Now that is part of your day job, but it's not something you want to bring to the home life.
No. But I was like, okay, flawless construction. Do not get me wrong. I can't just pick this apart and say, you have too much bunching in the end of this cigar. I can't do that. I can't be that fickle. I can't be that much of an asshole. Pretentious bitch,
That's true. No one wants a pretentious bitch.
This isn't wheel half. So, I'm just kidding. I love him.
I still remember when someone made an Instagram account called Full Wheel and it said double. I gotta find my message for that. I messaged the dude and I was like, dude, I'm fucking dying right now. It was so funny. And it was the same logo. It just said Full Wheel and not Half Wheel. I was fucking dying. I thought it was so funny.
Yeah. So
sorry, God, what are my allergies doing? Like, these are going crazy.
But I wasn't gonna be that pretentious asshole that sought like super perfection. But
right.
So I was like, okay, I might have issues on the burn. We'll see. but I thought it was a beautiful looking cigar. I mean, red and brown seem to work really good on cigars, and this is what you kind of get with this reserve, you know? Just a good looking cigar. Love it.
Yeah, I thought so too. Beautiful cigar, medium brown in color, very smooth. It was strikingly oily, which I really like. Wrapper super firm, but I said to me the cigar was pretty light in the hands. It wasn't super hefty. It's not overly dense, but I like the firmness of the wrapper. I like the aesthetic of the cigar itself, even to the bands. I kind of actually I was digging the color scheme and also digging the design. Yeah, that's one thing I always give Aganorsa credit for the most part, minus like the lunatic. I think it's obnoxious. But for this cigar in particular, I really like the branding around it. And I like the usage of the fonts, the color scheme just was really cool. So, if you're talking about like pop factor on a shelf, like this is one I'd be like, oh, what's this?
It's a good looking one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. What'd you think
It's
about
like if you had like a lineup of concubines, this would be one of the ones your eyes would get drawn to first.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
What about the burn, Chris?
Oh, great question. I'm glad you asked. This was a pretty solid burn experience. I was expecting challenges. I was.
Yeah.
I thought the resistance was just enough. It was a respectable 2-3 puffer. I know you've heard me say this multiple times, people, and you're probably at this point going, what the fuck is a 2-3 puffer?
Yeah. So Chris will often say 1-2 puffer, 2-3 puffer. If it gets into the 3-4 puffer, you're in bad shape. If it gets beyond that, it's unsmokable.
But most people don't really hit a cigar with one big draw. It's kind of like you build up multiple small hits. Right. To get a good mouth.
Now there are some cigars that you can just do one.
Right. For sure.
Kind of one fell swoop draw get a ton of smoke production. But for the most part, not so much.
Yeah. You take smaller little hits to prevent from passing out, and this was a 2-3 puffer to get some decent smoke production. What was great is the Nicaraguan Puro burnt really evenly the whole time. Even with the cap, which is obviously the last little bit of the cigar, thinking I was going to have a challenge there. I was thinking I was going to have just humongous amounts of trouble with drawing from it. Like I was just not going to get a whole lot of smoke production. I was going to be like, like fucking popping blood vessels in my eyeballs. But it wasn't. It really was an adequate, kind of resistance on that draw, and I really liked it. Medium gray ash from the Nicaraguan Puro. Passed our hold test, which is where we set it down for 5 minutes. If it's still lit when we pick it up, ooh, great, that's wonderful. I know we don't talk about that very much anymore, but it is still part of the grading system.
Yeah, it is.
But I thought the burn was great. It was great. It was great.
Mine was not great, but it was good. So I had a slight tight draw, which is really annoying. And it was one that I was hoping would dissipate over time. And I only say that because the cigar that I recently smoked actually before that cigar had the same issue. And then it kind of loosened up and I was like, oh, this is much better. This cigar did not do that. It kind of stayed tight the whole time. And I was really kind of trying to manipulate the head of the cigar just to try to loosen it up a bit. But I was getting to the point where I was starting to crack the wrapper. And I was like, I got to end this. I didn't try any sort of perfect draw method or paperclip or anything like that. So you can smoke the cigar as is because it wasn't too, and when I say slight tight draw, I don't mean super tight draw. So it was just slightly annoying, but something of which I wish just had a little bit more airflow. Decent output of smoke just per each draw. I thought it was pretty good. It was adequate. I don't want to say it was great, but it wasn't bad. What I thought was striking about the cigar just in the burn experience is how consistent and even the burn was. Dude, it did not waver at all. It just straight down the old shaftaroo.
Agreed.
No fucking wonkiness, no runs, like not even a slight hint. It was like probably one of the most even burns I've seen in a cigar in quite some time. So that combination of tobaccos, the oily tobaccos mixed with maybe some of the drier stuff and the filler components in the binder and everything, the way they constructed, it was just a beautiful even burn all the way down. So from an experience perspective, I really like that, as I think most people do. So I thought the burn overall was pretty good. Wasn't amazing.
Okay. All right.
Chris, what about flavors imparted in the cigar? What did you get?
Oh, I've been looking for a Nicaraguan Puro to tickle my fancy for a little while now. And lately I haven't really given this descriptor to many of the cigars that I've reviewed. or smoked in private. Uh, the initial hit was something that I can best describe as buttery and tangy with just a smidge of spice from the get go. At first, I honestly didn't think there was much spice in it at all. Like, I was like, oh, that is a nice, smooth first introduction. Hello, Aganorsa Rare Leaf. It's nice to meet you. You seem like a good person. You know, it was a very friendly exchange in the beginning, you know? But as we move through going from acquaintances to now getting to know one another, I noticed there was a little bit of sauciness about this Rare Leaf. The spice started to come through a little bit after that initial hit, which I was like, okay, you know what? You got me. You're good though. I like that. I like that. I think Aggie was just playing a little coy, to be honest with you. But it opened up to some spice after a few hits, which was great. But that buttery tanginess was there, and I think the just that combination of the wrapper fillers is what gave me that butteriness, which I loved. And then later, you know, it kind of that butter subsided into more creamy notes and kind of earthy notes, and tangy notes still kind of hung out. But it was just like it was just a nice, smooth exchange, you know?
Hmm.
It's like, hey, I'm Aggie. And you're like, oh, you seem friendly. And, you know, it's like, you're talking to him, like, wow, I like this. And it's like, oh, and then you found yourself in this deep experience with someone you've just first met. And it was a pleasant exchange. There wasn't any moments where I was like, ooh, you're a
Yeah.
psychopath. Or, you
Interesting.
know, I don't really like that about you. It was just this nice, smooth exchange. And when I was, you know, 2 hours in, I'm like, holy fuck, we've been together for 2 hours now. Oh my God, where's the time gone? It's crazy. It's like, where did the time go? It just moves so fast. But that was so fun, wasn't it, Aggie? And Aggie's just like, of course it was. Of course. And it left me going, wow, that I hope I meet more people like Aggie.
Yeah, I still don't know whether you like the cigar or not, though.
Oh, that's fair. I loved it. It's one of the cigars as of late where I was like, yes, that's what I've been wanting, you know?
Really?
Yeah.
All right, I dig it.
And yeah, I thought it was good. And it wasn't exceptional. Don't get me wrong. He isn't God. Aggie's not God. But it was good for sure.
Okay.
Even I would say even great. I'll go that far. I'll say great.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Um, so I got some of that pepper that you got, a little bit of that spice. It is pretty forward facing once you get into the cigar. To me, that aspect of it was a little overwhelming.
Oh no.
It's bitter, creamy, had elements of spice to it. I kind of got like this weird saltiness to the
Uh-huh.
cigar.
Yeah.
Um, and
Troubled you.
so what's remiss from all that is something to balance it out in the sweet category, even if that's like a dark fruit flavor or dark chocolate
Uh-huh.
or just a sense of sweet balance at all. It lacked that. So it was very overwhelmingly kind of aired on the side of things that kind of make your jaw clench up. So real talk here, the first third of the cigar to me was caused me to be insanely disinterested. I was like, I
Oh
don't,
shit.
I literally like I don't want to smoke this anymore. But there were some flavors that I think helped balance it out over time. And that was right around the halfway point of the cigar where it was less of me being disinterested and more of me just being kind of complacent in the experience. Because it did kind of get creamy, which I liked. So that did offer something that kind of made the cigar a little bit more even keeled and not so polarizing. Um, I've always loved Aganorsa cigars. Even the bad ones aren't bad. Even the worst ones aren't bad. It's almost like the worst of the best is how I've always kind of categorized Aganorsa. There's the really good shit, And then there's still really good stuff, but it's the worst of the best. This is the worst of the worst, in my opinion. This is bottom of the barrel Aganorsa that I've literally ever had.
Oh no.
It just fell so far short of my
Corey.
expectations. I thought the balance was
Oh.
so challenging, and just the cigar, the smoking experience overall, it just had me kind of confused where I said, where did this come from? I'm looking at something like the name and I'm thinking like, rare leaf reserve. And I'm going, dude, this thing is going to hit on all cylinders. And I kind of built it up in my head as that. So when I say I was severely disappointed in the fact that like this may be one of the worst cigars I've smoked in recent history, and at $11 price point, I was like, fuck, this sucks. That's literally how I felt about the cigar. I smoked it yesterday, and I smoked it in like real seclusion by myself, just sitting outside, only concentrating on this cigar, putting all my thought and attention to what is this experience. And I was hopeful because I understand that sometimes a cigar may not be super palatable for a person at the get-go, right? Sometimes it imparts very strong and for some people unpleasant flavors, but typically kind of balances itself out, right? It's kind of like a horse coming out of the gates, and then it starts to hit its stride and it starts to keep its pace, and you go, okay, cool. I'm the horse in the fucking race right now. And I kept waiting for the horse to kind of stabilize itself, and it just never happened. This was the worst Aganorsa cigar I've ever had. And not even close. I mean, I thought the JFR Lunatic was terrible, but this was insane.
I feel like I need a break for a second, if that's okay. I need to be able to process this.
Yeah, let's take a break.
Okay, because I feel like I'm in the twilight zone right now.
Let's take a break. Let's take a quick break. We haven't taken a break in a while, so let's take a break.
Okay. All right.
And then we'll be back. I know this is a lot to process, but we'll be back with everybody in just a second. We'll have
stop that recording
on this.
Yeah, just stop the. I took the time to process everything.
Okay. No shit.
I took the time to process everything you were saying.
Right.
It's difficult to hear that. It's difficult to hear such a polarizing opinion. I honestly don't know where we go from here, to be honest.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe we're just not compatible anymore.
Honestly, when you said you thought it was great, I wanted to come through the screen and punch you in the face.
Well, we know that's not appropriate behavior.
Right.
But
yeah, you're lucky you're not here in person.
But maybe I was just in a good mood. I don't know. I know. No excuses, Chris. Don't give excuses that empower your enemies. You need to stand firm by your opinion. Corey, you're wrong. And I thought it was great.
I'm actually kind of shocked you thought it was great.
I shouldn't laugh. That just empowers my enemies. It was great, Corey.
Hey, listen, everyone's entitled to their opinion. I'm wondering how our opinion averages out in total. So
I'm assuming you didn't think this was worth the price then, huh?
Definitely not worth $11.
Okay, fine.
I don't know that I would buy this for $6.
All right, cancel culture. Cancel this motherfucker. He's not worth the fucking shit he shits in.
Now, did you give it a pricing bonus? Because if you did, I'm gonna fucking beat your ass.
No, I didn't. I thought the price was fine.
Okay. All right. So let's do this. You thought it was worth it. I thought it was dude, it's just not good. It was just not good. It just fell short of so many expectations that I had. I was really excited about it, and it fell right on its fucking face. Now, what I will say is that there was some
Cancel this
redemption.
smoker.
There was some redemption in the construction and the burn of the cigar, and I think that's one thing that I'll probably never really challenge most Aganorsas with, is that they're between construction, burn, and how they're built is usually always top notch. So I expected those things to be good. Now, in parallel with that, I also expected the flavor to be good, and it wasn't for me. So where did you score everything in this cigar?
Well, 10 out of 10 construction. Flawless. Thought it was great. That was real great. Burn, 20 out of 20. Exceptional. No issues. Pass hold test. No, nothing wrong. Flavor, 26 out of 30. I really like the flavors. I could have been just in a good mood. I haven't had many of those lately. So maybe it was just no excuses, Chris. No excuses. Do not empower your enemies with your lack of confidence in your answers. It was great, Corey, and I stand firm by it. I thought the price was fine. And my score comes out to a 93.3%, which is highly recommended.
Jesus Christ. This is the most polarizing one yet. I will say again, I think construction was pretty fucking flawless on this cigar. Always give kudos for that. I gave it a 19.5 on the burn because of that slight tight draw that existed throughout the whole cigar. I don't want to call it tight. I want to call it slight tight, just a bit annoying. But not something that I was like pondering the whole time, right? Flavor thought was incredibly subpar, not balanced at all. No great complexity to it whatsoever. Very one-sided in terms of things that clench your jaw. I gave it a 23 out of 30. And I gave it a minus 1% deduction for being outrageously priced. I would have loved to see the cigar at half that price. Then I think it'd be much more manageable of an experience. So my score came out to an 86.5, which still somehow averages out to a fucking 90.
Woo!
The most polarizing cigar that we have both collectively smoked to date. What I love about the new scoring system is that it really brings together Chris and I's opinion of a cigar, where before I kind of blended the reviews of both the way we thought about a cigar, right? So I would write a little bit of excerpt of Chris, write an excerpt of me, kind of blend those two worlds together. The way that we review them now and the way that they're written is that we both really have separate reviews that are written up for the cigar that we post on the website. So you'll get to see Chris's comments on the cigar and you'll get to see my comments on the cigar. So you'll begin to understand why we both thought this cigar was one way or the other. Yeah, man, it's terrible. It's just not good. It's Aganorsa's worst effort, in my opinion. It's their worst effort. And I've smoked the JFR Lunatic, which is just an ungodly, stupid monstrosity of a cigar. And it was so much better. I wanted to love the cigar. I love Aganorsa. Love their stuff. And this was just awful. Awful. I'm curious to see because this is a new cigar, I'm curious to see, like, am I the one off base here? Like, am I the one that, like, am I like palate fucked right now? Do I
just did come off COVID.
I tested negative for COVID, but maybe I actually have it and they just fucked up the results.
Maybe.
Am I, did something happen to, I don't know, I'm perplexed and confused.
This is like when you find someone you really truly care about that you like find endearing, and then you introduce them to your friends and family and they're like, he's a piece of shit.
Yeah, that's happened to me before. Yeah. Sometimes I'm the piece of shit. So that's happened too.
So,
yeah, maybe that's what it is, I don't know. I'm interested to see. I mean, this is probably the first time where I'll be more intently focused on how other people review this and what their experiences are, because there isn't a baseline that has really been created out in the industry thus far, because this is a very new cigar. So as reviews start to trickle in, I'm curious to see like where everybody lands on this cigar. You know, is this going to be one of those ones that makes like a top 25 list or a top 10 list, or is it going to be one of those ones that, as I would expect, kind of comes onto the market with a little bit of fanfare and then dissipates based upon everybody's negative experience of it? I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know.
Either way, I won't be smoking that one again for a long time.
Well,
So I'll put it that way.
you eat Carlisle's poop when you scoop it up.
He eats his own shit now. It's been very disappointing. He just started it. And I'm like, dude, seriously? I think he just saw Tom one day and was like, I want to do that.
Oh, no.
I'm like, God damn it. Yeah, it's annoying. Did I tell you that after that snowstorm hit that I filled up 2 5-gallon buckets of shit
That's crazy.
to throw away? Because between all the dogs, it's so much poop. It's,
I believe it.
I mean, it's like fucking landmines everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, all right.
Ugh.
I guess it's time to wrap it up. And I don't know if I want to say I'm disappointed. I don't think it's that. I don't think I'm disappointed. I'm confused.
Yeah, I'm confused.
I'm a little perplexed, but I'm also trying to exercise tolerance and that everyone has their own opinion.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep my eye on the rest of the industry just to make sure that everything's in alignment here. We should as a fun game, we should actually keep an eye on the industry and see who gives it a negative review and a positive review, and then tally up the scores and see who wins overall between you and I. I think
that's fair.
I think that'd be kind of fun. Let's not forget we have Chris questions. So Chris, if you've got a few minutes, let's do a couple Chris questions. This is a segment on the podcast we're doing now, so everybody can get to know Chris because he's very remiss from social media. This is a good one to start. Chris, what nervous habits do you have?
Oh, I feel like I've done this one. Nail biting was a biggie. I feel like I've done this one for sure. This question. Or this is deja vu. Or are we real?
We didn't do this one, I don't think.
I feel like we did, and I feel like, you know, the movie Matrix when he sees the black cat Neo.
Yeah.
And then he sees the black cat again walk across that little curtain.
That's bad news.
And they're like, "What did you see?" A black cat that walked across the floor. And they're like, "Hey, Buck, like, let's move." You know, you kind of see the red flags when you're looking. And I feel like in that moment, I'm Morpheus and I'm going, that's not right. Like,
right.
We've gone through this. Or someone's tapping into our feed.
Interesting.
AKA our lives.
Let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
Name something on your to-do list that never gets done.
Ooh, that's a good one. To-do list that never gets done.
I feel like this is a very interesting question.
And I have a to-do list, and there are a few overdue ones that make their way to the overdue list every day. You're gonna think this is so contradictory, and I'm sorry.
Contradicting? Did you say contradictory?
Yes, that's a word.
I don't think it is.
That's a criticism.
That's another thing that you fuck up as words. Hold on, let me fact check this real quick. What was the word that you said?
Contradictory.
It's a word.
Okay, I feel redeemed.
Contradictory. Ugh.
It's just a lot of syllables.
Oh, terrible.
It's a lot of syllables. Okay. Every morning, I have a task to review my task list. And I never fucking do it. It just sits there. And then it moves to the overdue fucking task
I remember
list.
at one time you're like, let's use a sauna. And I was like, that ain't gonna work out. You and I both know that wasn't gonna work out.
Every day.
Oh, that is so funny. What is something you wish you'd learned?
Wish I had learned. Mm.
Past tense.
Phew. How? Hmm. Wish I had learned. Um, how to better prepare yourself for starting a company.
Hmm. Interesting.
There's a lot of bumper rails and bouncing off of walls and breaking shit
Yeah, of
to
course.
get
Well, I
where
think a
I
lot of
got.
it is like learned experience, right?
Yeah,
You have
yeah.
experienced
But I
stuff
think I
in
should
it,
have done.
learning.
I think I should have done a little bit more academia and networking and things
Sure.
like that
Sure.
to better prepare myself for starting a company.
Gotcha. Last question. Where's your favorite place to order pizza from?
Donato's. Um,
Really? Out of all
well,
the places.
I like Marion's a lot, but I don't rarely. Well, I don't get it anymore. Fuck, I live in Northern Kentucky. Um, but yeah, Donato's. There's something about Donato's that I've always gravitated towards. Like when we were younger and we get done with a sports event or some sports thing, and Dad would just take us when you can actually go to a Donato's and walk in and order a pizza and sit down and they would deliver it
Right.
to you at a table. When we'd go to that one, Corey, you remember that one off of 48? And
Yeah,
like,
I remember.
yeah, that was like the first one I ever remember being at, right? That was the first Donato's I ever went to. And we'd go in there and we'd order pizzas. And I just remember how fun of an experience that was. And ever since then, I've eaten Donato's in some fashion, probably at least once or twice a month. And
Donato's is good. I always thought it was weird they put pepperonis on their salads, but
yeah,
I didn't hate it.
that's true. Um, but yeah, that's like most accessible pizza that I
Right.
gravitate towards,
For sure.
Donato's.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely the most accessible
Yeah.
around here, at least.
Yeah.
Besides, like, no one wants to eat Domino's, no one eats Papa John's. So then, really, like, Donato's is like the premium,
Yeah.
most accessible.
Yes, I think so as well.
There's a really random Casano's right down the road from me in the middle of a
Really?
shopping place that has nothing in it but like a police station and a Casano's. That's it.
Weird.
It's in the weirdest spot. And I haven't had Casano's in forever. And I love Casano's because it got that salty crust. So good. All right. Let's
I
wrap
vomited. I vomited in a Casano's.
it up.
Do you remember
No,
that? Dad took us there.
I don't remember
Usually,
that.
and we walked in to pick up our order at
Was
the
it the
one
pizza that made you vomit?
no,
I don't remember this.
but I think I was already sick,
Mm.
and we walked into a Casano's to pick up pizza. Dad, me, and you, and it was the one because I think we lived on Revlon at the time in Kettering,
Okay.
and yeah, we went there to pick up the pizza, and I remember going. There's like you could walk straight up to the counters, but then they had like a side room to the left. I
Right.
remember we were in that side room, and I vomited all over the fucking floor. And then we're like, "Oh, we're going now." We left, and I felt embarrassed. I vomited inside of a Casano's. But yeah, it was Dad. I don't remember how old I was. I wasn't very old.
Hmm.
But yeah, I remember getting sick throwing up in a Casano's store.
Oh, well, no better place to throw up because
That's true.
the same going in as it does coming out.
It literally looked like pizza sauce, which I found very coincidental.
Yeah. Interesting. All right. Let's wrap it up. I don't know what episode this is. What is this?
189, maybe.
Is it 189?
Yeah.
Oh shit. I will say this. Visit our show sponsor, My Cigar Pack at mycigarpack.com. Waiting for that March pack to get here, but the February pack was the best I've seen yet. So you can order the subscription from mycigarpack.com, and remember that they have the factory direct stuff as well. I happen to know there's a factory direct initiative coming up for Alex and his team that is going to blow the fucking pants off of everything that's been done minus the donger. It's gonna be fucking outstanding. So stay tuned for that. But you can subscribe to My Cigar Pack at www.mycigarpack.com. Enter promo code HOT10 at checkout, $10 off your first pack. And also visit our website, was currently being restructured a little bit. So you'll see some slight changes to the website if you visit it frequently. That is www.hotticketweekly.com. I released a review today, which was the Caldwell Anastasia. So you can check out my review on that cigar. Forgot how good Caldwell cigars are. Some of them, not all of them, some of them. Dude, Anastasia. That's all I'm going to say. Check out the review. Holy smokes. Pretty damn
It's been a while since I've had that one.
Dude, I got on this weird Caldwell kick recently where I just started picking up a lot of their shit and smoking it. Very pleased by it. Anywho, so yeah, you can check out the website, www.hotticketweekly.com. This will conclude episode 189. We'll be back at you next week with Ken Hamlin, hopefully episode 190. See you, everyone.
See ya.